back to another episode of What's Hot New Mexico. My name is Nakayla, and I'm the host of this podcast. Today, my guest is Willajay, a New Mexico creative who's been making music for quite a while, and she's ready to open up and tell the world who she really is. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of this podcast, and we can't wait for you to join the next one.
If you enjoy our podcast, please like and subscribe and consider becoming a digital subscriber to the Albuquerque Journal to help us bring you more content like this. You can find this episode and all of our podcasts on the Albuquerque Journal website, abqjournal.com, as well as YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. See the show notes for a discount code on a digital subscription. Thank you for supporting the Albuquerque Journal, New Mexico's leading news.
Welcome back to another episode of What's Hot New Mexico. My name is Nakayla. I'm the host of this podcast, and today I'm joined with
Willajay.
Willajay. How are you doing today?
I'm so good. Feeling fresh, feeling good, feeling happy.
Good energy for this day. I love it.
Yeah, feeling good on a Monday.
So you are an alt pop type of girly. I actually learned about you from Clark, who's another person that we had guest starring on here.
Girl, yes.
And so I'd love to just learn a little bit about who Willajay is. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about you?
Yeah, I definitely am an artist of all kinds. In terms of music, I'm definitely, an alt pop girly, like you said, but I'm so inspired by rock and art pop and electronic music, just artists in general. I feel like it's so important to challenge myself and see which ways I can create music in any kind of way. So yeah, that's definitely my music journey, just seeing what I can do and
for sure,
how far I can go into it.
And so Willajay is solo, but technically you're not solo because you have like a guitarist and you have like a group of people that you regularly see. So it's almost like a band, right?
Yeah, exactly. I definitely tried the solo journey, but I think concerts that have changed my life were always with a band because there's so much energy and like the sound from a live guitar just, I don't know, took over my body whenever I would see it live. And so I just wanted that as well. And it's just more fun. It's like a party on stage with like your friends. And I just wanted to experience that. So yeah, I created a band and it's been so rewarding and amazing. Yeah.
I totally agree with you because I feel like the best concerts I've seen is like people messing with the guitarist and the drummer and like you can see this really cool connection between them and you're like, well, I want to be in the band now.
Right?
What the heck? I want to be up in the backstage with you guys hanging out.
100%. What concert like has really stuck with you?
Ooh, you're actually the first person on the podcast to ask me a question.
Honored.
Concert that really stuck out to me. Ooh, like my first concert when I was a kid was like Corbin Blue and Vanessa Hudgens.
What the
life changing. Touch Corbin Blue's hand. I was like, oh my god, this is the best day of my life.
Dude, did you like not wash it after?
Yes, I was, and I insisted, and my mom was so mad at me because I ran up by myself, touched his hand. My mom could not find me after. Like, I went with my whole soccer team. It was a whole thing. But yeah,
so
for like
funny.
2 days after, I was like, Corbin Blue touched my hand. I am not letting anybody touch me. So
wow,
I
amazing.
Kind of started my like concert journey, to be honest with you.
That's so cool.
Do you have like a concert that really inspired you to get into music where you were like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do this too.
I wouldn't say a concert inspired me to get into music. I feel like honestly Hannah Montana is like such an early prominent
so
like
real.
Whoa, like what is happening here? Like this woman is just like being a badass and like making songs and and then Lady Gaga, like just such a prominent figure in my childhood that just also so inspiring for fashion and theatrics. But in terms of a concert, I feel like every time I see a concert, I see something new that I take away with and just like a new lesson or a new affirmation where I'm like, yes, I love doing this, or wow, like I want to be more like this. Just so inspiring each time I see a concert. And I just went to Gov Ball in New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude. We went for the first night and there was Mannequin Pussy who, oh my gosh, like she is such a badass and she was just, speaking so, what's the word I'm looking for? She just was, like explaining how, women are important and LGBTQ is important and like just not afraid to be herself. And I just think that's the most inspiring thing ever. And so I just really want to embody that like more and more each time I play and each time I write songs too. Just being a voice for myself and for everyone. Yeah.
And so you're like the Willajay that I'm talking to right now, definitely not quite what I expected when I like went through the socials and stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Which is like not a bad thing at all.
No, for
but
sure.
I'm curious, do you feel like you have maybe a little bit of a different persona when you're presenting yourself artistically? Because the Willajay that I saw is like almost like a punk rock type of gal. I mean, and I know that this was promo for one of your previous albums that you had out, but like clown makeup and like things like that.
Totally.
And that's different type of persona.
Yeah, no, I want to say Willajay is me, but also definitely like an alter ego for sure. Clown is a very important part of my life. I went to theater for high school.
You're a thespian.
Yes, oh, forever and always, man, forever and always. And I did European Clown my senior year of high school, and it kicked my ass in so many amazing ways. Like it just, helped me see life in a different way and like how deep you can get into yourself and exploring yourself as an artist. And I kind of carry that into Willajay. It almost made me comfortable becoming an artist and becoming so vulnerable and being on stage and being a human and being a weirdo. Sorry. I cuss a lot. I'm trying not to. But being a weirdo. And so, yeah, definitely it is me, but it isn't me. And I think that's why I love it so much. Again, like with Lady Gaga, like she was so many versions of herself and still is. And like so many artists, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to explore every single part of myself. I have a song coming out called Crow, August 8th. And that in of itself has turned into a whole character. I just filmed all the video promo yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And and I was like feeling these things come out of me. Like I straight up was feeling like robotic and just like
you're like shifting into a new you.
Yeah, it was so I felt like, I don't know, a new chapter was being reborn within me. And I love that about art so much, that you can be everything all at once.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Just like the movie title drop.
Yeah, for real. Exactly.
And so with Crow coming out, this is the first single that you're going to drop since you dropped one in May, correct?
Yeah, so I dropped Stay a While in May, and then, my last album was about a year ago, June 21st of last year. So I'm slowly getting back into it. And Crow I'm so excited about because it's feeling like this new beginning of Willajay and like just this new layer. I have learned about myself as an artist, and it was a big challenge for me to make this one. And it's one of my favorite pieces I've ever created. So I'm very excited for people to hear it.
Yeah. And what was it that made it kind of challenging for you? Was it like you were stepping out of your box, or were you being a bit more vulnerable than typical? Or what was this change like?
So what the song specifically is about is like accepting your intuition and what you want, which is so hard to do like in day-to-day life. Like, damn, I want this, but I'm afraid it's going to hurt people, or I'm afraid of what the outcome is going to be. Is it even going to work out if I go for it? Like the unknown to me is like such a huge presence. So I kind of wanted to embody the unknown as if it was its own person. So that was really challenging because I have a lot of fears when it comes to the unknown. It kind of reminds me of when I was a kid. I was so afraid of the dark. It's like that same feeling. So that was really challenging, and a lot of personal stuff is in it. And it was almost like a confession. So yeah, I think that's why it was most challenging. But then when it came to the production, it just came out, dude. Like the first half I created, actually what happened was I hit up my friend Wyatt, and I was like, dude, I feel so low right now. I like need to create something, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just like need something. And he sent me over a few things that he's created, just acoustic stuff. And then he had this one called Crow. And it just like
it hit you in the feels.
Me. Yeah, it really hit me in the feels. And fell in love with it. And I was like, okay, this is sick, but I hear more. And so basically the first half is that. And then the second half is this production I did with my friend Pablo, Pocket Elephant. And it's this whole electronic explosion, almost like tower moment of like the first half. And it's just like a whole world and experience. So, yeah.
So it's been like a really big rebirth for you artistically. And is it kind of scary, you know, recording something like that that's so vulnerable and deep and then just throwing it out to the wild? Like you're really putting your all into this stuff, especially with something that you just described where it's so confessional and deep, and it's like all of your biggest fears are personified into one song. Is that kind of like off-putting sometimes?
Totally. I think also what comes with that, like after releasing 2 albums and like, you know, having so many amazing opportunities based on specific songs, like My Ego is such a pop conventional song, like same with Sober, and things like that have like worked out for me. So doing something completely different is like scary because I'm like, I don't know how people are going to react. And it comes with that confession that I'm giving them. So it's like, how are people going to receive my confession?
Right.
You know, and like that's like the best part of being an artist, but also like the worst part of being an artist. But, well, worst is a little bit of a heavy word. It's just a fun bag. You never know what you're going to get.
Depends on your mood on that day. And, and the
totally.
reception towards it. I'm sure sometimes you're like, should I have said that? Should I have done that?
For sure. I think like I'm definitely, you know, stepping into music. It's really taught me to not care about what people think, but also it's so rewarding when someone's like, oh my gosh, like this song has helped me through so much. Like a few people now have told me my song Insecurity has like really helped them, and that's just like such a rewarding thing, you know? So yeah.
And you are definitely, I mean, you're probably past the come up already, but I mean, before you and I have spoken, I've heard your name a lot. Like when people reference like pop girlies in town and like Albuquerque people that are doing stuff like that, I've heard your name come up a lot in these conversations. And so how does it feel like for you to be in a state that's, you know, developing and growing and like really trying to foster ingenuity and all of this stuff, and know that your name's at the forefront of a lot of those conversations?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, sometimes like I'll be out and people are like, are you Willajay? And I love it for sure. But I think definitely an imposter syndrome effect comes up for sure most of the time. And it's wild though. I moved here 4 years ago and I just can't believe all that has happened within 4 years. But a part of me like has always like felt that I'm meant to just like be a part of a big community. And like I've always just wanted to be like not a leader, but like a voice for people that can't speak, and bring women together and just like share emotions unapologetically, and just so it like is awesome because it's very reassuring that with it, it's like reassuring the feelings that I feel on the inside of my dreams and, you know, what I want happen and what I feel like I deserve. But it's also reassuring because it's like, wow, what I also haven't believed in is like kind of working too.
Yeah.
So it's really cool and weird. And
and I want to go back briefly because you said you moved here 4 years ago. First of all, moving during like the height of COVID, I'm sure was a really big decision for you. But where did you come from originally?
So I grew up in Cerrillos, New Mexico, which is a ghost town. So everything was in Santa Fe. So I like also kind of grew up in Santa Fe. That's where every school was that I went to and all my friends and stuff. And moving here like after like the height of COVID in 2021 was like still COVID times, so weird. But also really cool because I think the community was like, you know, wanting to be closer than ever. And so it was a very like special time too to move, I feel like also.
And was that sparked by like, were you doing music at the time or did you come here and then start really getting into the music?
I thought I was going to go to college for theater, and then COVID happened, and theater, like, you know, will always be so important for me, but music has always been there also as strongly. And I wrote my first song after a really bad breakup before COVID, and that song was Valentine. And I was like, interesting. This
feels good.
This feels kind of good.
I'm liking this.
Yeah, it was like sexy. I was like, I love the way this feels.
You're like, whoa, I can do that?
Yeah,
I can do like that?
yeah. I didn't even know how to play the guitar, and I was like strumming and making the melody. Yeah,
wow.
it was like instant. And I just, fell in love immediately. I kind of became addicted. And so I knew that there was no big hype of music and like concert scenes or anything like that in Santa Fe. I also just wanted to change, like just graduating high school and, you know, being in COVID and like being in my house 24/7. I was like, I need something.
You're like, whoa, my whole life is flipped upside down. What's the one thing that I can rely on during this time?
Totally.
And for you, it was music.
Yeah, it was music. And I was like, Albuquerque's an hour away. I didn't know really anybody at all. I was connecting with a few people on Instagram, and one of those people was Rylan Oz. He's a rapper. And I just was like, hey, do you want to make a song, baby? And then I drove all the way up here and met a bunch of people, and I was like, yeah, I think I could dig this every day for sure. And so I just moved, and I'm so glad I did.
And so looking forward into your career, we have this upcoming single coming out, but between now and then you've kind of had a break when it comes to, like, you know, you dropped an album and then you dropped a single, and then kind of we're taking a break, maybe coming up with some new creative juices. Do you feel like that's true? And
absolutely. Yeah, 100%. I think I'm so hard on myself when I'm not producing something.
Girl, you are preaching to the choir. Yes, I leave from here and I'm like, I only wrote one story today. Lame.
Right. And it's like, no, but you wrote a story.
Right.
It's so hard to like realize we're doing something. No, even if it doesn't feel like it. For sure, we're so hard on ourselves,
dude. It's that, but it's kind of nice sometimes because I feel like at least if you're your own worst critic, then nobody else is. But then it's like so exhausting after a while, and I feel like for journalism, it's definitely one thing, but I feel like artistically, that's another because you're maybe stifling some of the stuff that could come out of you because you're like, I only wrote one song this week, or like I was strumming and that guitar sounded horrible and I don't have a melody. Like, do you feel like that adds or like decreases some of the pressure for you?
I feel like for sure it definitely adds to some of the pressure. I'm inspired every day. Like I've been getting really into like art house film and stuff because of my boyfriend and like Criterion Channel and things like that. And gosh, like films are just so inspiring.
Movies will give you everything you could ever need in life.
I'm like, thank you, films. Like Persona, for example. If you guys haven't seen Persona, please watch it. And then like, dude, so many artists have been dropping albums this year, and I am just filled with busy, and I'm filled with inspiration, and so that's adding to the pressure. I'm like, I'm feeling all this inspiration and getting ideas, but when I go to the page, it's like, why is like nothing?
There's
coming
too much
out?
to like work with.
There's too much to work with, and so after releasing an album like 2 years in a row, I've had to accept the normal, even though I'm like, this isn't normal. It's totally normal to have a break, to have a, maybe I should just sit back and be inspired right now. Yeah. And just be with friends and be with family and go to concerts and explore. And right now I feel like I'm finally getting back on the train. I just wrote another song that I'm so excited for people to hear. And I'm starting to like feel the energy of the third album, hopefully. And yeah, I'm just very, very, very excited.
Yeah, I mean, to make you feel better, think about it. SZA dropped Control, and then SOS didn't come out for like 6 years, so...
No, I remind myself of that all the time. And like, Frank Ocean, we haven't heard from him in so long, but...
Frank, where are you?
I know, I'm like, I'm praying these 10 years, or however long it's been, is just, he's really cracking up something good.
Really cooking up something really good.
No, but even if not, I get it. But exactly, I think giving ourselves grace is so important as artists. I feel like it's just important to, get grounded within your own life, because sometimes I can get like carried away in my art and stuff. Yeah.
I feel there are often times, like, even when I'm out and about in the city on a Saturday, like, I'll see a cop car and I'm like, oh, like, is this something that I should be thinking about? And, like, you always want to be a little on. You always want to know what's going on and, like, be aware for your creative process. And, like, for me, like, being aware of what's happening in the city. But you also have to, like, take a step away from that so that way you can absorb things from your own angle and from your own perspective. So I totally understand that, and I've been there a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And that observation is so important too, because I've myself has been changing so much as a person. And I think that's also part of why I haven't been like creating as frequently as like I've used to, because I'm just like trying to catch up with my own self.
Oh, for sure.
know?
Sure. You're like, who am I and what do I really like right now? So that I can be singing about it.
Totally. Exactly.
And so when you're in this creative process, are you kind of taking an evaluation of like where you are in that current stance, or do you kind of look more into the world, or what is yours? Because I know some people are like, I write based off of the things that are happening in the world, and some people are like, I like writing about my personal life. I like writing about my breakup I just had, the dude that I just left on red in the DMs, like stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah, breakup songs are pretty easy to write for sure.
Oh, I feel like those probably come from the soul.
Yeah, I'm like, you. No, just kidding. I think I think they go hand in hand. I feel like a lot of time what I'm going through, I feel like sometimes like the world is going through or another friend is going through. But it's like also like hard to not be affected by what the world is going through. Even if I'm not going through that, like I'm immediately going to feel some type of way, And so I think they definitely coincide with each other. I think it's easy for me to want to force something because I love writing songs so much. But sometimes, like with this song I just wrote, like I'm like, okay, like what do I just feel like saying right now?
Right.
What has been on my mind lately? Sometimes if I have no idea what to sing or write about or whatever, I sometimes do look towards like what's going on in the world. And then, of course, that weaves into like, wow, and I relate to that. And like, that's a similar feeling to when I went through this or, So it definitely, goes hand in hand for sure.
And bringing in this next segment of the show, I always like to ask people, what's hot in New Mexico? What's hot or not in your life right now? So it can be anything personal, something that you see in the city, something that's been funsies for you. So what's hot or not in your life right now?
I feel like what's hot in my life right now is watching movies. Like I said earlier, tonight I'm going to be seeing Bring Her Back at the Guild. Very nervous to see that. I don't know why I love torturing myself with horror movies because I
can't.
Dude.
No.
Well, I can't either.
Absolutely not.
No, yeah. I cannot either, but I choose to still.
Dude, I'll watch a movie that just has like a historical war, like something that legitimately happened. I'm like, Get this away from me. I can't handle it.
For sure. And I feel like there's some part of my subconscious that lives in a creepy world because whenever I create, like when I did stuff for Crow, I'm like, this is like kind of creepy.
You touch into a bit more eerie stuff, really, which I was saying is interesting because like you're such a bright and bubbly person, and then some of your music is like, breakups and clown music, and like here's this deep dark secret that I have in my soul.
Totally. I think for some reason it just gives me more power to like explain just a very deep emotion that like I've been feeling. And I also just love, I guess I love dark stuff. I don't know.
You're coming to realizations on the show.
I really am, everyone. This is a therapy session. I mean, David Lynch is like, dude, rest in peace, one of my biggest inspirations. So, but what's hot? The weather.
The weather is hot. You're not wrong about that at all.
It's so hot. But I feel like what else is hot is I've been really into just kind of, like I was saying about Crow, it's so easy to like live in the unknown. And I feel like lately I've just been trying to like live in the present and like, just do what makes me happy and like be with friends and with everything going on in the world, just trying to make the best of it, even though that can be hard to do sometimes. But yeah, that's all hot, I guess.
And what's not? What's a little cold in your life right now?
Ooh, what's cold? That's a good question. I mean, we were talking about earlier, like, why is everything so expensive?
No, literally.
That's pretty cold.
Can't go to TJ Maxx and spend $60. What's happening now?
Yeah, I'm not loving that. That's pretty darn cold. Yeah, I mean, a lot is cold in the world. And like, I hate to get political because I know a lot of people have different views and stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of cold stuff out here
for sure,
and it makes me really sad. Honestly. But.
Any like interests or like outfits or anything that you were like super into and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I am not feeling this? Like one for me is like, I used to be an eyeliner warrior and I cannot do it now. I'm like sitting in front of the mirror and my hands are quivering while I like draw on my eyeliner. So it's been a no-go for me.
Yeah.
Eyeliner's been out in my life, and I'm not saying I do this, but TikTok apparently thinks that I'm into Pilates now.
Oh.
So I see a lot of Pilates content.
Interesting.
It's definitely great for making me want to get up the couch. Haven't done that.
But am I gonna know?
But
well, also, again, so expensive.
Yes. Like I'm doing the mat Pilates at home.
Yes, girl.
I did a little YouTube 10-minute yoga session.
Bless
and
the
I
YouTube.
felt like I was on top of the world.
Yeah.
And it took me 10 minutes and it was free $99.
Yeah.
So big fan of that.
Yeah, it's the little things.
It is.
It's
No, it really
the
is.
little things, yeah.
And one of the questions that I really want to ask for you, one, who is Willajay and what do you wish more people knew about you as a person or as a creative?
Oh, that's such a good question. Willajay is a deep emotional creature. Willajay is someone that just loves to be there for the people and just wants to make light of situations. I feel like I wish people knew more about me. That you can kick it with me. Like, I don't know. Just because, like, like you were saying, like, you know, and you're like, do you know, like, your name's at the forefront of some, you know, conversations. And, like, when I've gotten recognized sometimes, like, I don't know, like, you can just kick it with me. Like, I'm down to clown. I'm down to talk to you as a person, you know. I guess I'm more than just my music. And I don't know. Yeah. I just like having fun, I guess.
I also want to say, if you've been watching this all the way through, take a sip of water every time we mention clowns during this podcast.
We've definitely said it about 10 times about now.
Clowns is a part of who Willajay is.
Yes.
But with a new single coming out here in August and with more on the way from Willajay, we just have to say thank you so much for joining us and being so candid on who you are.
Thank you so much. I've had such an amazing time meeting you.
Love it.
Yes.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
A clogged heart, yours to mine. My words drowning in red wine. A clogged heart, yours to mine. My words drowning in red. I'm tired of playing the same words over and over, over and over. I'm tired of feeling like you won't love me the same when you're sober, when you're sober. Can't help myself but scream like I am a child. I am a child. And say I'm tired of not loving myself. I think it's time. The spruce of God, y'all are sick, but a lonely night since so the same words over and over, over and over. Slurring my speech just out of reach. I wish I was sober, sober. Hey, can't hold myself but run like all eyes are on me, all eyes are on me. And say, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired, I'm tired. The screws I've got, what a lonely night. Still sober thoughts, detox what I thought love was. Such an empty game, used to forget my name. Hell, J and everything must have been innocent. The screws I've got, what a lonely night. Since over thoughts, detox what I thought love was. Such an empty game, used to forget